Steph, let's go ahead and talk about another quarterback that wasn't the first time we saw him this season, but it was the first time we saw him with significant game action. It's Alex Smith coming off of that brutal injury he suffered a couple years back. It's remarkable that he even can walk again. And the fact that he's playing quarterback in the NFL, first of all, is truly just remarkable and an inspiration. And every time he gets hit, I still cringe. I just want them to wrap him in bubble wrap or something. But truly such an inspiration. And it's nice to see him playing again. But with Kyle Allen going out with that dislocated ankle, what do we think is going to happen to these Washington football team assets now that Alex Smith is set to be the starter?
It doesn't seem like that much really is going to change. I know Alex Smith had a brutal stat line. If you look at the box score, threw a couple interceptions. A lot of those weren't his fault. We saw some of those kind of bouncing off the hands of his receivers. And in a game where he threw 325 yards, we don't see that much from Kyle Allen and Dwayne Haskins and guys like that. So if he can just sustain the yardage, he doesn't even need to be a good, real NFL quarterback. I know he's going to get that comeback player of the year for whatever that's worth. But from a fantasy perspective, I think really you're not going to change that much from these guys. You look at Antonio Gibson, still an startable RB2. We did see a lot of volume go towards J.D. McKissick, who's kind of an appealing waiver guy, a deep league PPR flex name, who's cut from the same cloth of guys like Buck Allen in years past, guys like Nyheim Hines. J.D. McKissick can be put into that role. He'll be used as kind of that scat back, breather back plus that you love to see from him. So I think he is startable. Logan Thomas, I don't think much changes for him. Sucks to see for Kyle Allen, having an ankle injury. I know he wanted to come in, and prove some people wrong this year. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen now. It's Alex Smith the rest of the way. And if he gets hurt, I guess we're back to Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think, Kyle Allen or Dwayne Haskins were guys you were really relying on for efficiency. And honestly, I think Alex Smith is likely going to be more efficient than those guys were from just a completion percentage standpoint and accuracy standpoint. And as far as volume goes, I know they were trailing in this game, but he played less than a full game on Sunday coming in for Kyle Allen. And Alex Smith threw for 325 yards, like you said. And I found some stats on both Kyle Allen and Dwayne Haskins and their volume. And in 16 starts from Kyle Allen from this season and last season, he's thrown for 325 yards one time. And in 11 starts from this season and last season from Dwayne Haskins, he's thrown for 325 yards 0 times. Alex Smith came in for 3/4 of action and threw for 325 yards in this game. I know he had the 3 interceptions, like you said, a couple were off the hands. And honestly, at the end, they had a couple chances late in that game to come back and tie it. He threw interceptions on those drives. You hate to see it from an NFL standpoint, but they're pushing the ball down the field. The defense knows what you're going to do. And quite frankly, I still don't think Alex Smith is in that streamer quarterback territory. We're worried about Terry McLaurin, Antonio Gibson, and even in deeper league, Logan Thomas and J.D. McKissick. And I think nothing changes. If anything, I think J.D. McKissick becomes a little bit more interesting because Alex Smith has a tendency now to dump down to the running back because you can tell he's feeling that pocket collapsing, especially coming off of some of those injuries that he's had. So I think McKissick becomes interesting, but you're not downgrading any of the other guys. So I think you just proceed as normal. I think everyone in this offense in their own way is quarterback proof to where the only way their value is going to change is if they somehow got a much better quarterback where it could come up. I don't think it could be much worse than what they've had from Dwayne Haskins, Kyle Allen, and now Alex Smith.
And they have a matchup this week here in Week 10 against Detroit, and that's a great matchup. Detroit's 23rd against the quarterback, 32nd, so dead last against the running back, 13th against the wide receiver, 12th against the tight end. That's also in part because you can run all over this Detroit team. So go ahead and fire up Antonio Gibson, fire up J.D. McKissick if you absolutely need to. I think both can be startable, matchup-dependent options this week, and Gibson has just been a serviceable RB2 almost all season long. Even when he hasn't gotten the volume, he's saved you time and time again, whether that's been through some pass game usage, whether that's a few breakaway runs, whether that's a touchdown, whatever it might be. He's given you serviceable weeks, so keep plugging him right back in there.